Welcome to Not Factory Approved, the site where I take on projects that are of questionable worth. Today's project is restoring a mini power hacksaw. Hope you enjoy. This is a hacksaw semi-disassembled. This goes through here. The shaft runs through both pieces. I've built this washer up before, years ago, but it's a steel-on-steel contact, so I was afraid to get it too tight. But with any kind of clearance, it allows the blade to wobble back and forth. Sometimes it pays to look. The shaft that goes through here is not actually meant to turn. The only reason it's turning is because the bearing on the crank is ratched. It has notches in it. So I will lock it down with those when the time comes. I'm going to drill 2 more holes here so that I can actually lock it into a straight, perfectly perpendicular position. I've painted the hacksaw with trim-clad royal blue. It's not a perfect match, but I'm not really trying for authenticity here, just to cover the rust, and so it's easier to clean. These small hacksaws like this they're good for saving your tendonitis, but other than that, they're not real useful. A chop saw is better if you can stand the mess, or a high-speed grinder with a cutting wheel. But I have it. I've had it for years, and so I shall use it. All the bearings I was waiting for have come in, so I can carry on with some of the pending projects. This bearing is for the power hacksaw. I will tap that in gently using a little oil and a hammer. Usually I would use the press, but I'm modifying the press, and I need the hacksaw to modify the press. So I can't use the press to put in the bearing. Old catch-22. So I'll go with the hacksaw first. I've hammered in the bearing. This one is turning nicely. So now I have to put it on this shaft. And I didn't feel completely comfortable using this because it can slip off and it'll dent the shield, and then you have other problems. So I've oiled it. I've taken some burrs off that were on there. Now I'm going to try and use this so that it doesn't slip off the middle and cause damage. There. And that's all the way on. Let's have a look. Oh, can go down a little further. There, should do it. Slightly more, but I think I'm just going to cause some damage if I go any further. It's very tight. A few thousandths, 5 or 6 maybe. Could go further, but there's no need to really. I think I'm going to have to replace the grease that's in here. Turn on. It's running a little stiff. It's shaking quite a bit. I have to align everything up. Still got to put a clip on here. And I lined these up, and those 2 bolts I put in for the front to help with the angle. So that looks good. And I had to make sure that the pulleys were lined up. This one was off, not in the right position for the flat on the shaft for some reason. I straightened that. and set the clearance there for that shaft, the main drive shaft there with the chain. And other than that, it seems to be okay. So I'll try thinning the grease, like removing the grease and using oil, and see how much difference that makes. So it works a lot better. I've loosened this slightly and replaced it with the grease with oil. That works better. Kind of a mess that I don't really like, but the grease is definitely too thick. One thing I found, there's still a bit of play I missed here. So before I take it all apart to do that, I will see how it cuts. If it's okay, then I'll leave it. If not, then I will take this arm off and fill that hole some more. But give it a try. See how it works. There it is, working. Put cutting oil in it every once in a while. I'm going to try reversing the blade, see if it cuts faster. I changed it to cut forward. So far it's following the line. I have to weld up, file off the back end of this bushing, and weld up the front. Try and pull it more this way. So far it's following the line. See when it's done. Looks like the blade is flexing slightly, so that could be a problem. I don't know if it's very obvious, but see it flexing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I see the batteries flashing. Anyway, we'll get a good idea. I'll stop it now. Stop. And it's actually following the line. It's just I'm not even sure there's any variance there. Might be very slight.